Many businesses have voiced their concern about coping with the impact of the new 1,500 ringgit minimum wage due to be implemented in May. Associate Professor Dr. Hafezali Iqbal Hussain from Taylor's University says the hike will bring about more good than harm, as the hike is expected to improve labour productivity.
People or views coming from economists about the implementation of a higher minimum wage, and they think that, or the view is that it would harm people it was supposed to protect by imposing an artificial value. And the idea or the argument behind this view is that people with a lower skill or experience would tend to have lower productivity, and therefore, if you have a flaw, then they would be not hired in the first place.
Dr. Hafezali said improved labour productivity will help in bringing down unemployment.
The implementation of the previous minimum wage in Malaysia showed that there was an increase in labour productivity, given that people are now more motivated and there tends to be a lower turnover. Yeah. Okay. In fact, if you look at some long-term studies, there has been evidence that you're going to see reduction in unemployment and the participation in labor is going to increase. Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to see, or what we have seen, is that there's also been evidence documented that the previous increase did not result in any reduction in labor demand. Yeah. So there wasn't any unemployment as a consequence of minimum wage. And in the Malaysian labor market, we know that there tends to be an efficiency wage relationship. If you increase the cost, in this case is the wages, if you pay higher wages, there's a tendency for us to obtain greater productivity. Yeah? So whatever potential prices or cost increase can be countered and offset by the increase in productivity. So it seems as a whole, if you look at it on the overall picture, I'm leaning towards a more positive impact coming about from this increase in minimum wage.
While there will be adjustment for businesses to adapt to the minimum wage in the beginning, Dr. Hafezali is of the view that the hike will positively impact businesses in the long run.
What businesses can expect is that we're going to get greater levels of employees staying on the same job, and as they go through the learning curve, they're going to adapt and become more efficient at what they do. And this is going to save businesses in the long run rather than having to rehire. Rehire has got cost itself. If people leave the jobs because they get paid slightly better somewhere else, then you're going to have a tight labor market, and you're going to see some sort of a shortage, and you might want to rethink those kind of things. Yeah, and then you might have to retrain some of your employees, and you're going to have to you can save on all this cost because people will feel that they are more well paid and they're likely to stay at the same job a lot longer, and this is going to work out in that sense. Yeah.